And this is Trevenchy on another Big 12 breakdown video presented by the 480 Experience. And on today's Big 12 breakdown segment, we are talking the bell cows. I have briefly depicted what a bell cow has entailed in the beginning portions of the season. Basically, a bell cow signifies a dominant, consistent running back. And when you have that much of a buy-in, the devotion to a running game, you're going to feed that bell cow. And so what we've seen in the Big 12 conference within the first 10 weeks is how important these running games are. The identity of these offenses has now catered to, dominating time of possession, winning the trenches, ultimately consistently running on the opposing team. Now, within the competitive nature of the Big 12 Conference, we've seen a lot of talented runners. Guys that I'm leaving on my honorable mention, which I feel like deserve their own right in just being acknowledged as a top 5 runner, but because of the competitive nature of this conference, they're going to have to be left hanging a little bit. So, who I'd probably leave hanging on a loose shoestring is the quality runners in guys like Corey Kiner, Devin Neal, Quali Conley, even Cam Cook I've grown close to the past few weeks. These guys are very talented runners, and I would be so heartbroken to not ever bring up how valuable these guys are to their respective teams. And, a little part of me wants to see them as potential Sunday players. But right now, we're talking bell cows, and we're giving you a top 5. So these top 5 bell cows, I feel like, have great chances to become Sunday players. And they've put film out there all season. Actually, one of them, of the top 5, has missed a significant portion of the season, missing about a month. But we'll go over all those little situations. But I think, understandably, we come to a really quality Big 12 conference where these guys just are so committed to this side of the ball of running football and just dominating the time of possession, keeping the ball out of the opponent's hands. And so when you're facing an imbalance of talent, your opponent has a lot more talent than you, the running game is a detriment to how successful or minimizing your success on how the game will play out. So at the end of the day, here we are, the top 5 bell cows. So I'll bring up number 5, and this is the guy I had previously mentioned as missing a significant portion of the season. We're talking LJ Martin out of BYU, Brigham Young University, and he had missed a significant month of football. Now, Enoch Nawahine stepped up big, had the same amount of running share. The attempts were just plugged and played into the whole Enoch Nawahine running game. But once LJ got healthy, you saw the immediate impact of this talented runner. Now, we could talk about how talented this BYU team is, talk about the depths of Jake Retzlaff and how dominant this passing game has been, but at the end of the day, the independent variable for this BYU team is the uniqueness of their trenches, of their commitment to the running game and to stopping the run. So I would be remiss to leave LJ Martin off of this list not only because of how committed BYU is to the running game, but how talented LJ Martin has been playing. He's come off a really, really significant previous 2 weeks, and these last 4 games for BYU will determine how effective this guy can be. I can't wait to see LJ Martin on the Utah defense, and I still think that he is going to run all over them in Salt Lake City next week. Now, for number 4. Number 4, I'm going with Taj Brooks out of Texas Tech. Taj Brooks is the exact archetype to Le'Veon Bell, just with a little less height. Probably the same weight as Lev Bell, but at the end of the day, when I talk archetype, I talk about the depicted playing style that Taj Brooks has. He is a patient runner. He waits for his lanes. His footwork, his cutback ability. Taj Brooks is a talented running back. I cannot wait to see him in a Sunday uniform because, look, I think this guy could feast on NFL defenses the way he reads the line, has great gap integrity. He lets his guys block a little bit, and then he looks for his lane and he punches through it. Taj Brooks knifes through the offensive line and also patiently waits for his hole to open up. I love Taj Brooks football out of Texas Tech U. I don't think they would be anywhere close to the record that they are at if it weren't for Taj Brooks, because I'm not high on Baron Morton. I like the whole receiving core. Zach Kittley is feeding Caleb Douglas significantly on the RPO in routes, but my depiction of the Texas Tech success attributes to Taj Brooks football. Taj Brooks single-handedly won them the game against U of A, single-handedly won them the game against Cincinnati. I guess he had a significant part in winning against ASU, but Taj Brooks has been balling. And even to their own fault sometimes. You know, when they lost Baron Morton at halftime last week against TCU, they had limited confidence in Will Hammond, and Will Hammond came out balling within his first 3 series, but then slowed down to the physical nature of TCU's defense. And when they lost confidence, when Zach Kittley lost confidence in Baron Morton, he was running Taj Brooks on 3rd and 7s. That is not the agenda if you want to stay ahead of the chains. On 3rd and longs, you don't want to be forced to giving it to your talented running back because there's a low percentage that he will be able to convert. I feel bad for Taj Brooks being put in that situation, but you have to be coachable, right? You have to take the play calls and run with them with maximum effort, and I think Taj Brooks does his best in that nature. Now, number 3, we have Cam Skattebo out of the Arizona State University. This Sun Devil runner has single-handedly brought his CFB rating up from a very good 83, right, in the beginning of the season. You know, he was one of the better players on the team, to now rated a 90 overall. And that is a testament to how well this guy has been performing this year. Leading, or at least 3rd leading rusher in the Big 12, also 12th leading rusher in the entire nation, even coming off a bye week last week. So hopefully he can make some noise, get back into the top 10. And he is also a top 5 receiving back in the nation. Cam Skattebo has won Big 12 Offensive Player of the Weeks, AP Offensive Player of the Weeks. He has had game-winning 50-yard running touchdowns. He has had game-sealing 3rd down and 4th down conversion runs. This guy knows how to break the second level. Cam Skattebo is a dangerous runner because as soon as he gets into the second level, he is hard to bring down. His contact balance, his awareness, this guy has single-handedly risen his draft stock dramatically from the beginning of the season, coming from Sac State, then being the one okay player on ASU last year. He was playing really well, but not to the potential that he had within him, with Coach Kenny Dillingham telling him to lose some weight, cut up, and get a little bit more elusive, some more agility to the footwork. Cam Skattebo has taken the pointers and gone afar. This guy is a Sunday player, number 4 from ASU. You are most likely seeing the back of his jersey and the number 4 because you were unable to tackle him. This guy is the very talented runner. I wish I could have seen him on a blue blood school like an Alabama or Georgia or an Ohio State, because I confidently feel like he would have probably been in the Heisman race. I mean, I'm not going to put him in with the whole Ashton Gene T conversation because that guy is in a league of his own. But Cam Skattebo is a very talented runner. I cannot wait to see more of Skattebo football. Watch out for him in the Wildcat. Watch out for him going in the gun, running from the gun. Watch out for him running in the power 12 personnel. This guy is balling this year, and I don't just kind of what I attributed with Taj Brooks to Texas Tech. I think it resonates with our team as well with ASU. ASU would not be anywhere without Cam Skattebo. We would not be 5-2 without Cam Skattebo. And I would put that on a poster in Sharpie if I could. All right, your number 2, Big 12 running back bell cow is the one and only RJ Harvey out of UCF. University of Central Florida Knights. The RJ Harvey is the independent variable to the UCF offense, with the quarterback carousel coming from KJ Jefferson, previously transferred out of Arkansas. Then they push him away and they try to go to EJ. Nah, we don't want a KJ or a GJ. EJ. Nah, we got to go all the way to the Ja'Cory Brown. Ja'Cory Brown has now been the starting quarterback for the UCF Knights after previously firing their defensive coordinator last week. This team has been in shambles. But the only thing that I could say about shambles in UCF, it's when RJ Harvey runs the ball and he puts their defense in shambles. This guy is hard to break down. Similar to Cam Skattebo, he is a second-level runner in which he breaks the plane. If he forks through that gap, he is hard to tackle. This guy has single-handedly carried UCF. He has put on the Jansport backpack and carried the entire UCF offense because of the quarterback carousel. I love Kobe Hudson. He's a talented receiver. He deserves a passing quarterback. I think he should transfer, find another quarterback if UCF can't do anything. But besides the point, RJ Harvey has won games. And the amazing comeback down 14-34, UCF comes back to win against TCU, 35-34, scoring 21 unanswered points. RJ Harvey was the X factor. This guy is a talented runner, very big, very stout, and I feel like he is the exact depiction of what Big 12 running backs entail. This guy is the similar build to Ollie Gordon, but actually proves it with the production. He's exactly what Ollie Gordon was projected to be. Very talented big back, agile, elusive, but also breaking the second level and a danger to be reckoned with by the defense of the opposing team. But RJ Harvey has brought everything to the table, and I can't wait to see RJ Harvey in Tempe. Not this weekend, but next weekend, because I like good running backs. I like a good little bell cow. Let me hear you say bell cow, then step this way, step this way, then step this way, step this way. And then we got numero uno. Also, the number 1 running back duo in the Big 12. We got Dylan Edwards and the number 1 runner of the number 1 bell cow of the Big 12, DJ Giddens. DJ Giddens, number 31 out of the Kansas State University Wildcats team. This guy has helped calm down a young Avery Johnson. If Avery Johnson doesn't have DJ Giddens next to him, I don't know if you are coming out as consistent. When you have this talented of a back right next to you, where he's a great receiving back, he's a great power runner, he's balanced in his elusiveness, he could break the second level, he has that breakaway speed. DJ Giddens is a force to be reckoned with, but again, the number 1 running back duo in Dylan Edwards, previously at Colorado, and with DJ Giddens, Dylan and DJ. These guys are going crazy. You see a splash play from them every single game. And the reason why Kansas State has been blowing out their teams in Bill Snyder is because DJ Giddens not only keeps the chains moving, but breaks it to the second level once every game, or at least several times in a game. This guy is a talented runner. I want to see DJ Giddens in a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers. This guy is awesome. I can't wait to see him in the Sunday uniform next year. But again, it's all about the bell cows in the Big 12. If you're an NFL scout, you need to go watch some Big 12 football. I know we could talk SEC football. I know we could talk Big Ten football. And Donovan Edwards is so talented. I love watching Michigan run the ball because they don't know how to pass or they can't pass. Similar to Caleb Johnson on Iowa. Get out of here. This is Big 12 Breakdown Football presented by Trevenchy, series hosted by the 480 Experience. But again, this is your top 5 bell cows. Honorable mentions already acknowledged. Sorry, Ollie Gordon, you did not make the honorable mention. You have not been playing well. I don't know if Gundy's feeding you the ball the right way or if Alan Bowman and I can't go on an Oklahoma State tangent. We have to win this weekend, and then I have every right to go on a tangent about their team. But this is it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. This is your top 5 bell cows of the Big 12.